Good afternoon from Yummy B TV. Wishing you all well today, sending loads of love as usual. Just to tell you again, tomorrow at 7 o'clock, I will be going live. Again, we're getting the hang of this thing now. I think I've got it right. Now, last week we had a brilliant one. I know it's funny, and that was while I was going through the latter stages, sorry, of the recovery, which I've been doing for 4 or 5 weeks. You don't know. I'm about to lock myself away and go and do all that kind of stuff to get off all the tablets, get off all the drugs, get off all that kind of stuff. Uncle Yammy's pleased to report today that the muscles seem to, the joints are all forcing their way back out. The chest is coming back in the six pack and all that. Get ready. You know, I've got some jokes for you tomorrow. But remember, I told you this as well. If you miss the lives, you're going to miss the comments, because for the simple reason, right, I know some of you can't make it in time. I don't know how to work the comments thing to leave them up there anyway, but some of the questions I answer on the lives I don't answer in videos, for the simple reason they could be, I'm giving you a little bit more to some of the questions that you're asking me about people from that life. Or whether you come on to just say hello to Uncle Yammy, that's cool with me as well. But any questions, I will do my best to always answer. But some questions you can't leave, when I answer them, they can't be left up there, if you get what I mean. So you can nick a little bit more from those lives. Just pulling the coat, letting you know that's how I work it, because I know I had to take that last one down as well. Certain things you got to be careful, you know, that sometimes I'll just be too honest and blurt stuff out. But I will do, because I don't like to shortchange you. I like to give you the absolute best that I got, as long as no one is going to be offended really deeply, or they're going to get into trouble or nicks or whatever. You know exactly what I mean. So is that as well, right? So that's what I'm telling you. So I'll do my best there. So I'm there tomorrow night. Again, you don't want me to be there, I'll be there. And just to let you know as well, with the change in weight and that now, the frame's holding up a little bit more. Went for a little run today. And I also went out last night to an 80s soul, rare, groovy kind of place. Half ghetto, half yuppie, a mixture from all walks of life, all colours, creeds. Not one bad man thing in there. I don't go in through them. I don't go to them places where there's going to be possible things of violence. I know you lot might think by going to them places of all mixed yammy, but it could go. It can go off anywhere. No, the vibe in there was proper, because the music and the, you know, everyone's dancing and kind of thing. Oh, what have I been missing for all these months? You lot could have told me. Bloody hell, Yams, no good line in there in the Temple of Doom, Lady Macbeth, like you're in prison, you're not involved in crime no more. Why are you going to fall down on the demons for? How did you do it before, Yammy? How did you get off these things? Right, I remembered I used to go to the block, sit down there for a month, and then 28 days, everything, my genes used to come back, and all the muscles, Tony, John, all of them used to say, how come you come back looking totally different after a month, Yammy? And I was just like, I don't know. It's just the way that I've done all them birds since I was a kid. Those muscles and joints, injuries aside, we know I've got problems, but the physique can still come back. Can you believe that? Get ready for a laugh tomorrow night. Uncle Yammy's going to make you fall on the floor laughing. Right. So that's that out of the way. I hope to see some of you down there tomorrow night. But yeah, the questions, many questions I've got to answer quickly today. Maybe I'll come back up tonight with another story, of course. We know that time's coming, the bar's being raised now, the level's raising, more clarity in the head, more remembering. We knew it was going to come. Those that have been with me all that time, I love you so much. I love my new ones too. But you, Ray, Peckham, Victor B, Dave Wall, Wayne H, Mitch, my boy, all of you lot down on the tree, my baby Nicola George, I love you too down there in Manchester as well. Big up to all the family, Nicola. Daniel Foster, I haven't heard from you for a little while. Hope you're all right, darling. Who else as well? There's one other one who's always KG. Yeah. I hope you're right, KG. Ain't heard nothing for a little while, darling. Hope you're right. I see some of you are coming back from before. Where have you been? You're coming at the right time, because we know the organising, the place is coming. The interviews will start. We've said it. We knew it was going to happen one day. It was all down to me and the hurdles. Mine's more of a journey, different from everybody else, because we knew that being institutionalized, I couldn't possibly have it right after 40 years of in and out. It wasn't going to work that way for me, whether I'm not involved in crime or not. We knew that I was going to have to stumble and fall in reality, you know, but it's how it took me so long. But I'm not going to beat myself up about it. All that matters is that now I won't be going backwards. I won't be denied. I won't shortchange the public. I will bring the truth to the absolute table, and some of those biggest names in history will be coming. Remember, I told you this. They ain't been on no other channels. They will sit down with Uncle Yammy. Remember that I told you this. You need to remember this, and one day I'm going to remind you as well. I know loads of you out there know that already because you're smart. You know that Uncle Yami has the key to all of those who feel comfortable in my presence, you know, with because they won't go on no other shows. It's as simple as that. But I will be bringing all that stuff. It's only a matter of time now before the penny dropped and my head got together. And I said to myself, all right, that's the 2 years. All right. Then we move on. And then you say, hold on a minute, but I've got a job to do. Remember, it was coming. And it's coming right now. And it's going to be there in the next few. But we won't talk about it. But listen, answering the questions. Many questions about certain individuals on YouTube. Private messages ask me, Yemi, what about this one? What about that one? And what about that? But I'm saying to you today, Gary TAZ Carroll, Uncle Yemi respects him to the utmost. I love the man dearly, not just because he was a war veteran and put his life on offer every single day for Queen and country. You know, Uncle Yemi would always favour the Queen. I'm afraid many like it, many don't, and want to say, yeah, but Unks, man, no. I do. That's how I am. I can't look further than that. The PTSD, all that kind of stuff. This is a man that went and represented in the biggest stage of all, as far as I'm concerned. Never mind representing in the Cat A's as a criminal. This man represented for the country and cause and put his life on offer every single day. So Uncle Yami respects that wholeheartedly. And Uncle Yami's got a story about when he rescued me as well for a dark time as well. So big up Gary TAZ Carroll. No changes there with me on that one there. And also my love for Danny Christie. I've got to tell you that Uncle Yami respects this man, younger man, deeply. I see certain characteristics and ridges in himself that I've seen in me, Tony, and certain other people. Uncle Yami believes that even though it's not a feature now for the future for him, the Cat A's, I believe that he would have been one of those that would have been top of the tree in there. That's my personal opinion. He's a deep-hearted, deep-souled man who's truthful, absolute to the bone. And Uncle Yami favours the deep-souled. You know that, because honesty is the best policy. Warts and all, always let people know. Nobody's perfect. You've got to be honest with people. Otherwise, what happens? Your spirit can't live free. You're always bobbing and weaving. You're always dodging. You come up here and then when it shits it's the fan, you're going to say, oh yeah, but it was that and it was this. Well, if you would have told everybody to start with, then you wouldn't be having these conversations. You wouldn't have people not believing what you were saying. Uncle Yami rates this Danny Christie. I've got to say it. I don't care. I absolutely love the man. And I think he's one of the most deep-souled men out there on YouTube and most honest. I've got to say that, and I will put him up against anyone because I know he's had permanent battles with himself and he beats himself like me. He goes in there and trades with himself, but then he finds a way out. That shows me the levels of those hearts. That's why certain addictive personalities are different from other addictive personalities. If you remember, you could have little traumas that bother you and you just feel bad about yourself, but you want to hurt yourself, but the resilience and the motivation and the desire to get back up and say, yeah, what you wanted to. Uncle Yami sees what he saw in a young Tony Argent in Danny Christie. Remember, I told you that, and I love the boy because of that. And I see those characteristics in him, and I might link up with him soon as well, Danny. Big love, Danny Christie, as well. And many of you could always ask about Darren G. I told you what my feature on there. I am a straight, honest, law-abiding citizen. I do not commit crime. Darren G does not commit crime. He still gives back to the community. Whether, you know, other people scoff at it or whatever, he does. He does help out. Those are facts I've seen with my own eyes, so I won't go into that. But I've told you this on a number of occasions, right? And again, Stevie Gillen, right? Many questions about, yeah, I mean, yeah, but Steve, but I'm telling you, let's look at the facts with Stevie Gillen, right? When he got the 18, right? When Wood Hill first opened, he was 8th man into Wood Hill CSU unit when it first got built. Charlie Bronson was 7th. So if Steve was 8th, you can't tell me that he didn't live that life, because he did. You wouldn't be in there. You couldn't be in there unless you was a serious problem for either prison, outside, or both with the police and the authorities higher up above. You can't get into there like that. It doesn't work that way. And again, to clarify that I know for a fact, robberies aside, I know that Steve used to walk about with a gun every day during that life, and on his own as well. So I remember I point these facts to you when people are saying, but what about, is this bit true and that bit true? I'm also pointing to the fact, when he done the 18, as well as, you know, being allegedly down there for 3 stabbings during the 18, because I think some people get confused with seeing Steve on the 18 and Steve on a 5. After you finish that 18, which is, you know, you're a different kind of man after finishing that Big Bird. You know, you kind of more keep it to yourself. You learn it's a different breed there in there. You don't really want to be in there after having some outside life. But let me tell you something. He got released from Belmarsh as a Cat A. So imagine serving 12 or whatever he served out of there. You've got to be released as a Cat A. Imagine that. So that shows you your risk didn't even go down. So then what are we saying then? If you're asking me, but Yami, you weren't, it depends what you saw in there. Don't get it confused with what I know through the history books of times gone by. I have to go only by what I know, and the facts are clear in the statements, clear in paperwork, clear on everything, that Stevie Gillen was about that life. Changed man now, reinvented, doing his thing the way that he wants to do it, in his own style. That's all right. You're allowed to do that. When you're changing to a new me, you might want to change many things about yourself. But let me tell you one thing that I know for definite in that life, Steve Gillen was one of those ones. They were at the top of the tree. I've got many names that were released on Cat A's, but not many. If you get what I mean. After serving a long time, it has to be really serious. To go into CSU, it has to be really serious. But though we know that some can play up in prison with mental health and do this mad things to get put in the CSU, Steve wasn't that kind of man. He didn't have those kind of problems in jail. You see what I mean? So his stuff is more from out there. So just to clarify that as well. Wishing my bestie Razor Smith the best of health and a decent recovery. I love you dearly, Razor. And also my boy, common knowledge, apart from my bestie oldies from way back in the day, we know who all of them are. Lee Mayo, my bestie friend out here. I love you dearly, my boy. So yep, I'm gonna see you all soon. Lee Mayo, what a man. I've got to tell you some sad stuff. I can't say it right now, but this man just puts certain things under the carpet, makes light work of it. But one of those days, I'm going to be able to have permission to talk and come up and tell you about some of the things that certain people go through, and they don't let anybody know that they're going through it, but they just stay strong and just keep to their own thing and don't burden anyone with their problems. But I think that's rather, you can't, you know, you've got to take a little bit, but he's his own man, you know what I mean? But I love him dearly. My bestie forever, Lee Mayo. See you soon today, boy. All right, boys. Sending loads of love to all of you. Just clarifying a few things. Tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Anything you want to know, I'll do the best I can. Loads of love.